This meeting is called to order at 6:32 p.m. on Monday, October 30th, 2017. This meeting is being recorded. Move to accept the minutes of last week's meeting of October 23rd as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, announcements. Tomorrow is Halloween. Do we know what the trick-or-treat hours are?
5:30 to 7:30.
5:30 to 7:30? Okay. Tuesday at 4 o'clock, the Gate Kimball Library Board of Trustees will meet at the library. That's a date earlier than usual. Thursday, 6:30 p.m., the Budget Committee will be meeting at the Samuel E. Paul Community Center. Saturday morning, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., the Community Breakfast at the Samuel E. Paul Community Center, sponsored by the Recreation Committee and the Senior Citizens Club. Sunday morning, 2 a.m., set your clocks back 1 hour. And then the biggie, all day Sunday, is Guy Fawkes Day. I know we're all looking forward to that.
Who's he?
Long story. But in honor of Guy Fawkes, before we do any meetings on Sunday, we're going to go down to the cellar and look for explosives.
This seller?
Yeah. Okay, Barbara, any announcements? Curtis, any announcements?
Yes, roller skating is Friday, the first Friday of the month. This will be this Friday coming up.
Okay.
6:30 to 9.
Okay, 6:30 to 9 this Friday, roller skating? I'm repeating it because on the speakerphone it's not that loud.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
No, it's not your fault.
So, yeah, 6:30 to 9 at the Troy School.
Okay, 6:30 to 9 this coming Friday at the Troy School, roller skating. Okay, anybody else have any announcements? No, okay. Let's skip old business and new business and go right to the fire department budget.
Except he doesn't have his at the moment.
So just a quick note on the fire department, the ladder's out of service right now.
Why?
It's got hydraulic lines leaking. We had last year with the passenger side replaced.
Yep.
Now the driver's side's leaking.
Fair is fair.
So
Which vehicle is that?
the ladder.
The ladder.
Ladder,
Oh,
okay.
you didn't need to talk about that.
I didn't talk about
Okay. We did a bunch of invoices. I'm gonna have to call and find out about that. Still showing that we owe that much.
Okay, so what's first? What are we doing first?
Well, we'll start with the main fire department budget.
Okay.
Okay, and unfortunately, we don't have a total at the bottom.
Well, I didn't fill in the, what is it, the, I gotta get my, so I can see. Oh, the
Okay,
secretary's
insurance
salary, I
and-
gotta do
yeah.
that. The secretary's salary would be the same.
All right, well, let's just go down this line by line
Okay.
and see where we have changes. And we'll start with the Board of Engineers salary. So that's the 3% increase.
Yep.
Excuse me. Firefighter payroll, 3% increase.
Yep.
Okay.
Building
And the
inspection.
payroll and vehicle insurance we're not putting in.
So the secretary and would stay the same, and so would the fire, building inspections by firefighters would stay the same.
Okay, secretary payroll, so that was 200.
Yeah, it's usually up there.
All right,
I mean, she does, I don't even pay her for payroll at the ambulance.
okay. So
Wow.
we're gonna leave
Yeah,
that
I
200?
Yeah, you should.
All right.
So, well, that would, the ambulance want to be out.
And
of the
vehicle
ambulance.
insurance, we don't know what it is yet, is that it?
No.
I have it, I just haven't put it in yet.
Okay, all right. Okay, building and maintenance repair, keeping it at 1,000.
Yep.
Staying, cleaning supplies at 50.
Yep.
Drum oil and grease staying at 100.
Yep.
Dues, memberships, and subscriptions staying at 1,000.
Yep.
Staying 3,500 for electricity.
Yep.
$7,000 for equipment purchases.
Yep.
Okay, now equipment repairs going from 1,000 to 4,970.
Okay, what it is our air packs we got 6 years ago through the grant.
Yep.
So there's a 6-year overhaul that the factory requires.
Okay.
So there's 18 packs and it's $65 each to do the first stage regulator, which would be $1,170.
Okay.
And there's 20 masks and they're 140 each, which would be the second stage regulator located in the face piece, and that's 2,800.
All right.
So that would be a one-time. That would be this year. Then it would come back out, and it would go back down to the
All right.
$1,000. But this would just be this year.
I think that's the kind of an expense that should not be in the operating budget. I think that should be a separate warrant article.
Yeah, it's got to be
But
in
it's-
here. If that gets voted down,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's part of it's general maintenance of equipment.
Yeah.
That's why I put.
But
it
the
in there
operating
for
budget is
purchase.
for recurring expenses. Now, if it's every 6 years, it's recurring. But it's really designed for things that are in there every
So
year.
what do I do when they say no at town meeting?
I don't know what the chances are of that.
50-50.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's presented that way, especially since that's the kind of thing that should be coming out of capital reserve. That's the whole purpose of a capital reserve fund, is to take a.
You could write a warrant article to take
Yeah.
that money out of there.
Sure,
That might be
that's the
easier.
proper way to do
Okay.
it. The whole idea of capital reserve is that you have expenses that you don't have every year, but you don't want this big spike coming up once every 6 years. So you take, what is the cost of that? About $5,000?
Yeah, it
Need a
was
little over.
So we'd, well, let's say it's $6,000.
$39.70.
Yeah.
$39.70?
Yeah.
Okay, so call that $4,000, spread over 6 years is about about 800 a year. So what we should be doing is putting 800 a year into capital reserve.
I didn't know till this year I had to do this.
Okay, all right.
So
How much
like
do you
when
have
he
in
did
capital
our when he
reserve?
did our flow test this year, he goes, "Oh, I'll have to do it." And then when I called him, he's like, "What were we talking about?" I said, "You said there was some kind of an overhaul or something that had to be done." "Oh, okay, I'll send you a proposal."
How much do you have in capital reserve, Mark?
I want to say it's around 32. No, it's
Melissa,
gonna be
can
more
you,
than that.
do you know how much we have?
In his capital reserve,
Yeah,
I can go grab the paper I just printed
Oh,
for
thank you.
the budget thing.
Well, if we did the bequest like we talked about, I think it was Herb that suggested that we take the money every year and put it in everybody's capital reserve, remember? At the
yes,
meeting?
but that was his suggestion, but that's not what people
Right.
agreed on towards the end.
Right, well,
77,000.
Say again?
77.
Seven, 77,000? Okay, so we got plenty of money in there.
Yeah, I don't mind writing an article to put that taken
Okay.
out of because
Let's do it that
It's
way.
a one-time. Well,
Yeah.
it's a hopefully once every 6 years if
Yeah.
that's the case.
So we can reduce this back to
Yeah,
a
see, the
thousand.
problem with doing it in the operating budget is when we go in there, it shows a sharp increase in the operating budget for the year.
Yep.
And then everybody's gonna, what's this about? We explain it.
Yep.
But then next year, you come in there and you say, hey, look, we're cutting our budget by $5,000.
Yeah. Well, in the explanation, we would tell them that it would
Yeah.
change, but
But it also
this
throws the
is this is
bottom
just
line of
as
the
easy
budget
to
off.
do it this way.
Okay.
So what is that line gonna be?
A
Be
1,000.
1,000.
And Alyssa, are you putting together a list of warrant articles?
I have a bunch of stickies, yes.
Okay, stickies constitutes a list. Would you add one for the, for this equipment purchase, or not equipment, or maintenance rather?
This for the ladder truck part?
No, this is for the
No.
air packs and
Air
masks.
packs.
Air packs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And masks.
and we'll get just the right wording in there to make sure we do it right. Okay, so fire prevention is staying at 500, general supplies from 96 down to 90.
I don't
Okay.
know why it's 96.
Generator from 250 staying at 250. Heating oil staying at 3,500. Oil burner 250. Hepatitis B immunization staying at 500. Internet 120. Firefighter E&O, that's the insurance.
Yep.
And we don't know yet what that is, or do we?
It's all wrapped up into that.
Or you'll allocate it out. Okay.
They don't separate it. It's kind of like that beach thing.
All right. Okay, medical rescue supplies staying at 500. Mutual aid
That's as
21,835.
far as I know. They haven't said anything whether it's going up or not.
Okay, well
Okay,
now
now you transposed the numbers
Yeah.
there. Okay,
it went from 21,835 to 21,385.
so what do you want? 835.
Yeah, the 835. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay, liability and property.
I just
Alyssa will
got,
plug in.
Liability is 200.
Yep. Liability is 200,
And
up from 152. Okay,
Give me 1 second here.
and property was 558.
would keep it at the 558.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, staying at 300 for office supplies, going from 112 to 120 for the PO box. Postage staying at 30. Propane gas stays at 300. Publications, books, periodicals stays at 100. Radio, radar, electronic maintenance stays at 1,000. Recharge fire extinguishers staying at 200. Okay, Social Security will plug in.
It's 1,250.
1250, okay? Telephone basic rate is left blank. It was 500.
That's
Then they paid out $299. I mean,
I would keep it. We got what, 2 more months left?
Mm-hmm.
I would keep it at about 480.
480, okay. All right, and then everything else stays the same as last year till we get to the last line, which is workers' comp. Do we have that figure yet, Alissa?
Yes, let's do 775.
775, okay.
And then I'll give you the vehicle insurance
All right,
Okay.
on the first page.
Yep.
4,000.
up from 3822. So the only thing we're lacking in here is the breakout for the E&O insurance.
No, it's calculated in the regular insurance. They don't separate.
So that's going to stay zero then.
I put $1 just in case. So we need to use it.
Okay, so $1. Yeah, there was nothing written on the sheet you gave us. That's why I questioned it. Okay, and listen, do you by any chance have a total on that
I do
column?
not.
Okay. All right. Got a calculator handy?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay.
You're below budget for the year.
so far.
Yeah.
I got 3 sets of bunker gear coming, which would be around $4,000 or so. I actually have to order a set of boots for a guy because his boots are junk. And then the ladder. I don't know what that's going to cost.
How much was it last year? Do you
I think it was
remember?
like 9,000, but we had a bunch of stuff done.
And didn't you have to be
Hey, Mark,
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen again. Yeah.
I don't see anything. Are you planning on putting a warrant article to help repair the 2 boats that the town authority got?
I just I gotta find out the right kind of plugs, Curtis, for that one boat.
Okay.
The what is it, the 16 footer, the 19, I'm not sure, because we'd have to find another trailer for that 19-foot boat.
Right.
So I'd like to get that other boat going at some point, but
Well, my only concern is I don't want it disappearing. I haven't read anything in Troy Town News, or you haven't brought it up in the last couple of budgets about
yeah.
it. And I really don't want the 2 engines. Not saying it's gonna.
No, they're locked in the back of the fire
It's
station because they were down by the highway garage,
82,
Right.
824.
but they're locked in the back of the station now.
82,
Okay, awesome.
824.
Yes.
Okay, that's up just $1. Went from 82,823 to 82,824. I don't know if we can absorb that.
That's E&O. That's where it happened. Right
Yeah,
there. There's the dollar.
That's pretty close, $1. And if you hadn't put that $1 in there, Alyssa would have come in right on target. Okay. All right, I move that we recommend a budget for the fire department of $82,824 for 2018.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. We're all set on the regular fire department budget. Forest fire suppression. Okay, wardens, W8. Let's just look and see what the differences are here, if any.
There isn't any.
Nope. They're all the same.
Okay, and Social Security, we're going to leave it as is, Alyssa?
Yes, if these aren't changing the payroll, yes.
Okay, 75.
Yeah. And workers' comp stays at 61.
Yes.
All right, so there's no change in the budget.
Actually, change it to 50.
50,
Change
okay.
it to 50?
That's what it was, yeah. It did change.
So that takes $11 off of it. So that means
26.
the recommended budget will be
15.
2615.
15.
All right. I move that we recommend a budget of $2,615 for forest fire suppression for 2018.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's all set. Ambulance.
The only thing I didn't do was add the 3% in there.
Okay.
Which
Well,
would be
3% would be $390.
This would be 13,390 then.
Yep. And vehicle insurance, do we know what that's going to be for the ambulance, Alissa?
I want to look into that one.
Okay. Social Security,
Give me 1 second. Keep it right the same.
all right, keep it at 1050. Telephone basic rate, 435.
Well, what is it?
What was it for the other one?
I'm looking.
I think 480.
480, okay. And we're cutting back on diesel fuel from 1650 to 1500. Keeping vehicle maintenance the same, and workers' comp is going down. It was 1510 last year. This year, actually.
Put it at 200.
200?
What? Just 200?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they've already given us our rates and they base them on the 16s
Yeah,
rates.
okay. All right, so I'm going to put in
200.
I'm going to keep the vehicle insurance at 440 just so we can add this up. So, Alissa, you ready to add?
Give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
$28.75.
Say again, please.
$28.75.
2875, up from 18,900. Okay.
Seems like it should be.
I'm wondering, where did that increase come from?
Yeah, that's not.
If the only thing we increased was 390 in payroll,
Oh, we did.
and we
dropped.
cut
1300.
vehicle fuel by
Right.
150.
And you deduct the workman's comp by 1,300.
Right. 13.
Oh, that's where it is. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, so, yeah, could you add that again?
17,875.
17,875. That's better. Okay. I move that we recommend a budget of $17,875 for the ambulance for 2018.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All set for another year, Mark.
I'll try to I gotta get some prices or figure out where I can get them plugs, Curtis, for that boat. Those should
Okay.
be pretty minimal. But I just gotta get over the marina and then I just wanna have like the marina get the motor fired up, just so it's not getting blown up from somebody just trying.
Right.
So I don't think I think I can take it out of my general.
Just so you know, I actually saw them getting removed.
Okay.
Because they did go to a marina over in Nashua,
Yeah.
and the Navy decided that they didn't want to put the money into it. They were just going to buy brand new boats with the motors on them already,
Okay.
and that's why they got rid of those ones.
All right. Yeah, I don't think it'll cost a lot to do it. It's just me in the summer times. Not so friendly.
Right. Very busy.
Yeah. So.
So, hey, if you know anybody looking for some wood, I had a tree come down in my yard.
That softwood. That softwood that landed on the camper, though.
I know. Took out my camper.
Yeah, I need bigger wood than that.
There's wood all over town,
Yeah.
everywhere.
I was out at 1:30
Drive
this
on-
morning.
I don't know. Just terrible. It's
Yeah.
everywhere. It's on every road.
So
Is everybody in
Yeah, I
town
guess
get their
the
power
neighbors
back?
are cleaning that up tonight.
Yes.
For me, since I'm down here in
because
Texas.
I went up to East Hill Farm a while ago and the wires were still dangling.
Now, Jimmy told me
Monadnock
a little
Street.
earlier, everybody was set.
Listen, oh, it's in here
What
at
do you
12,
know?
like 12:30, 1 o'clock. The wires were still unhooked up there. They were still just dangling in the air.
Maybe they're
How many
the
people lost power?
Everybody from the substation up on Monadnock Street, bunch of Tolman Road,
Mackey Road,
Mackey Road,
West Hill.
pretty good portion of West
wow.
Hill.
I saw an Eversource figure, 65 customers. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
That sounds.
65?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like enough.
Well, there's not that many people up there.
Well, there were a lot of roads involved.
East Hill Farm must have their own generator. That,
They-
Oh, I bet they
that
do.
place was lit up like the city of Keene when I went up through there at 1:30 in the morning. I was like,
Yeah, I bet they do.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll bet on, when you go up West Hill on Mackey and, what's the other one?
Tolman.
Combined, I mean, even with from the intersection of Mackey up West Hill Road, that whole area up there, I don't think that's more than 65 customers.
I don't even think there's that many up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't either, because on our road,
Yeah.
from Ralph's house to the end of
Yeah.
our road, it's only 50.
Yeah. That's 2 miles.
Yeah, and then you just catch all the ones from the substation up, because that's where the breakers run for that whole piece.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
124 is flooded once again. Or actually, I don't think it ever come unflooded.
Flooded last Wednesday morning, too.
Really?
I don't think it's ever subsided enough
Really?
from it. I was actually talking to a state employee, and they said they were talking putting an additional 12-inch culvert in.
12?
12-inch. So there's 2 there now for
Oh, an
equalizers.
additional 12, you mean?
And yeah, so there'd be
Okay.
3 of them. But if you go look at the amount of water that's flowing over there right now, 12 inches ain't gonna cut it. I said maybe a 12-foot box culvert, not a 12-inch. So,
Okay, so when will you be here all day?
I
In
wish
town?
tomorrow, but
Oh,
I'm like,
you're still working.
yeah, doing the stuff I just love.
It'll be over soon.
I can't wait. They're saying the week of Thanksgiving, hopefully.
3 more weeks.
I'm praying. So
It'll
getting
happen.
grayer and grayer by the day. Well, actually, I'm a 4th paving crew right now. I'm running a 4th paving crew. So I'd rather run a job than a crew.
Oh,
Just running a job, doing all the paperwork and all that's way easier than
people.
managing crews, figuring mix, and yeah.
Well, pretty soon we'll have you full time.
Yes, I can't wait.
Okay.
That's the life I enjoy. So,
Thank you, Mark.
alrighty, no
Thank
problem.
you
Have a
very
great
much,
night.
Mark.
I just checked all these.
Thank you, Mark.
Yep.
None of these were paid yet.
All right, let's go down our agenda. Under old business. Complaints, map 32, lot 2A on Richmond Road. Attorney Little has the info.
And
Any news on that?
yeah, we're moving forward on both lots. Okay.
Okay, all right. Ridley map. That's the other issue.
Right, and we've heard nothing
Nothing,
from
okay.
Mr. Ridley yet.
Job descriptions.
Okay, that's something I would like to talk about for just a few minutes,
Sure.
if we could. Jimmy and I were talking, and for Public Works, what he would like to do, well, let's start at the top, the cemetery. When we hire someone for the cemetery, that's going to be really difficult because it's going to be an on-call basis.
Right.
So, but we do not need to worry about that till next year, maybe during the summer or whatever. So we could table the cemetery, I thought.
We could table the hiring
Right.
of somebody, but we need to get the job description
Oh, well,
done
that's
as
going
part
to
of
be
this
done.
project.
Right,
Right.
yeah, that's not a problem. Okay, and the other thing also is the Public Works. Jimmy was talking about having the director, one full-time position, and Gary is the lead man. That's a full-time position. And that what he thought might be a really great idea is for us to do a part-time position for a laborer and equipment operator. Because that way the director, it always has to be 2 people if it's sawing, if it's trucks, if it's culverts, no
right.
matter what it is. So that would free up the director, because the part-timer could be scheduled for when they needed 2 people.
Yep.
So what do you think of that? Because if we're going to do, that's something we really need to talk about now because of job descriptions.
Right.
Is that something we need to look into?
Well, I know at one point we had talked about adding another full-time position in the department. But if we're gonna be breaking that job out and taking the cemetery and, what was the other thing?
Transfer station.
Transfer station away, then I don't think we need to do that.
Okay, so you're saying that the new director and Gary would be sufficient, that we would not need a part-timer?
Maybe a part-timer, but not a full-timer.
No.
Right.
No, so what we're talking about is the director.
Yeah.
Lead man being Gary, and then a part-time position, which would be about 2 days a week.
I'd be fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I will do, when we get together again, I'll do a job description for a laborer and equipment operator.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else on job descriptions?
No, that's it for right now.
Okay, forensic audit, we have not heard back yet from the county attorney. His meeting with Trooper Eaton was scheduled for today. Probably hear from him tomorrow. And Alissa has scanned the forensic audit, and it's ready to load onto the website as soon as, if we hear that they are not going to go forward with the prosecution, we will immediately get that up onto the website. Okay, fundraiser, anything further on that?
Not for me.
Okay. Troy Redevelopment Group, anything on that, Curtis?
I haven't heard anything. There's still no movement. We're still just waiting it out.
All right. Central Square complaint, Attorney Little has info, that's the other one you mentioned?
Correct.
So he's doing something with it?
Everything's going forward.
Okay, what does going forward mean?
It's not something we can talk about
Oh.
if we're not in non-public.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Well, I'm not sure about that. Okay, you're nodding your head, meaning,
I'm sure.
you're sure? Okay, all right, fine. Okay. Troy Mills parking lot, Shane's Trucking will start cleaning up parking lot this week, okay? A letter from Sharon LaFlamme, we discussed that, and Alyssa, you were gonna set up a meeting?
Yes, I did put on the note inside your folder that Bob Norton's only available after 5.
That's fine.
So-
What about her?
I haven't checked with her yet because I want to see what day was good for you to meet with Bob,
Okay.
and Sharon.
This
I
week?
can't hear anything Alyssa's saying.
Oh,
That was not important.
we're about a meeting we're setting up to coordinate one of the customers at the community center.
Okay.
This week is tough. Let me risk disconnecting Curtis here. I think we'll be all right. I'm going to check my calendar for next week. Okay. Next week is out.
And so is
After
the
5.
following week.
Next week I have select board on Monday night, school board on Tuesday night. There's some energy thing at the Fitzwilliam thing on Wednesday night. Budget committee on Thursday night. The next week,
It's Thanksgiving. That's out.
no, then they get the week of the 13th. Of course, there's always Saturday. It's fine with me.
Well, somebody has to take, are you going to take notes?
I don't have to take notes.
No, there's not going to be a quorum.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why we're going to do it that way,
Okay.
so that it's not
All right.
we don't have to
Got it.
get so formal. So, I mean, looking at that, I mean, this weekend, Saturday, Bob will be tied up at the community center with the community breakfast, and then there's cleanup afterwards. But Curtis, what time do you think Bob would be available on Saturday following a community breakfast? 11?
It usually takes until about close to 12, 1 o'clock before we get done cleaning. So
Okay, so
after 1-ish.
all right. Well, I don't want to have him hang around. If we were to set up a meeting for, say, noon, he could sit on it, do you think?
Provided he doesn't have to work. I know with his new schedule, he works on some Saturdays.
Oh, well, we're gonna check with him.
To get a hold of him.
Yeah, okay.
If he's working.
All right, well, let's do this then. We check with Bob, see if he's available Saturday, then check with Sharon and see if she's available.
And then check
And Jimmy.
Is Jimmy involved in that too?
You said you wanted Jimmy there.
Yeah, okay, fine. Check with Jimmy, and I'll be available all day Saturday. If not, then we're looking at, let me see. Well, the following Friday, November 10th, no, 10th is a holiday, it's Veterans Day. Because Veterans Day doesn't do the Monday holiday thing.
And Bob
So the 11th is Saturday
Bob will be working all day.
on a holiday.
I don't know.
Well, that's right, we'll
With
check
his
with Bob.
new job, yeah.
Right now, I'm giving Alissa my availability
Options.
to run by Bob. So I can meet the Saturday the 4th, Friday the 10th, Saturday the 11th,
Something's burning.
any Sunday. Actually, probably not the 12th.
I think he should be available this weekend because that's the community
Yeah,
breakfast.
that'll be the,
And he's already told his employer that he can't work the first Saturday of the month.
okay.
So I don't think there's any issues with that, but just confirm with Bob.
All right, so that'll be the best time to do it.
I will check with him.
Okay.
Tomorrow and Sharon and Jimmy.
All right, thank you. Okay, New Hampshire DES letter for Troy landfill sampling. That was,
the one you said you wanted to read over. I just put it on.
it
so
was
look-
sitting around here somewhere.
It was in the yellow folder.
Is it still in here? Oh, yeah, there it is, okay. No, that's not it.
It was the last one. That was a clip.
Oh, here it is, okay. All right. Have you read this, Alissa? All right. I'll take this home with me and read it because I have no idea what's in there. Okay. All right. Beef fresh, crisp.
Okay.
What's that,
Bob
Curtis?
just texted me back saying it's okay after breakfast. So,
Okay. Did he say what time?
no, he just said it just says got breakfast Saturday, then okay after.
Okay, well, we'll still need to call him and work out the time. Okay, Beef Fresh Chris Stewart agenda request form, solar project.
I can't find out who owns that.
Say again?
I haven't had a chance to really dig. I looked through all those files and I couldn't find anything.
Okay, this is where we're trying to find out who owns the Superfund site, right? Okay. Well, when we find it, we find it. All right. Okay, that's all for old business. Under new business, Bob Hebert has resigned as Emergency Management Director because he is moving out of town. And we need to appoint somebody. We talked to Neil Richardson last week when we discussed the budget. He expressed an interest in it. I move that we appoint Neil Richardson as the Emergency Management Director.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. And that ends new business. Curtis, do you have anything else?
No, nothing at this time.
Barbara, anything else?
Nothing.
Nothing. Mr. Rose, do you have anything for us?
No, sir.
Alyssa?
I do not.
Okay, neither do I. I move that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned at 7:03 p.m.